from when you moved here? You said 8 years of age, right?
Yeah. I am. I think I was born in South India. Like I was in Hyderabad. That's where I'm from. And yeah, I don't really know much outside of that. I think it's been a mental block of just blocking those 8 years out of my life, So as soon as I came to the States, I was like, oh, I'm starting fresh. I do remember not speaking any English when I came, and having it be a very tough time to adjust, because I remember I had to repeat third grade over again, and so I was a bit older with a bit younger kids, so that was challenging. But then the good part was that you landed in New York, New Jersey area, which is so ethnically South Asian that you wouldn't have, it must have been easier. No, because where I moved to New York, in Queens, there wasn't anybody that looked like me at all. It was a lot of Koreans. It was mainly a lot of Koreans. So I was hanging out with a lot of Koreans, and they were my intro into their culture and like KBBQ and stuff, which was cool. But until I got to high school, I haven't seen an Indian person. And
that's the ultimate code switching right there. You land from India and you can code switching in Korean right away.
Yeah, I was like, what, and then I was like, oh my God, there's somebody else that looks like me. I gotta be friends with them. So that's what happened.
That is phenomenal. So tell us about your journey from, given Indian parents and given how specific they are about you being a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer. How were you successfully getting into acting? How did you manage it?
Yeah,
it's a feat.
I had a very odd, different upbringing from the rest of the Indian culture, because my mom, she divorced my father and then came to America and then brought my brother and I over. So when we came to America, it was just her. It was just her and us, and we. So she's also very eccentric in her own way, and I think that's what fueled her to push me into the acting side of things, because it was just I don't think she knew I wasn't going to be happy going the traditional route, even though like I got my bachelor's and my undergraduate in a traditional education. She sensed that I was unhappy doing it, and she was like, acting is a way for you to live all of these different lives, to play an engineer, play a doctor, play a lawyer, play a spy, whatever, and you get to do that day in, day out. So yeah, honestly, she pushed me into it, which was nice. Yeah, I don't think most Indian parents do that.
Yeah, trust me, everybody's worried about the kids getting through some graduate program before.
Right. Everyone's got to be the top of their class.
Yeah, and the pressure is really crazy. The pressure to perform and excel, and immigrants. What do you say? I understand where they come from, but hey, things have changed. People are making more money doing YouTube videos.
Get out of here. Yeah.
And then paying the student loans. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were saying.
No, it's nothing. I got nothing.
So tell us more about how did this entire foray into acting start?
So I graduated in 2009, like right as the whole housing market crashed in 2008, and then I couldn't find a job if I paid someone. So I was like, that's when we were just shifting gears, my mother and I, because I went to go live back in New Jersey after I graduated college, which I don't I didn't really like Jersey, so I was like I hated that aspect of it, and so I was commuting back and forth to New York, trying to audition and do as much acting stuff as possible, because I met a friend who told me, oh, you got to get headshots, you got to get on Actors Access, you got to get on Backstage.com, and that's how you submit yourself. And so, he was like, oh, you got to memorize 2 monologues, because that's what they want. And so I was like, immediately started devouring as much of plays as much as I can find, and started submitting myself for all this stuff, like with literally 0 credits. And I was getting some bites, and so I would commute back and forth to New York. And a year in, I was starting to book some stuff. And what then I realized was that I had no idea how to act. Just, I understood the business side of it because I just came from a business degree. I'm like, oh yeah, you got to market yourself. So that happened, and then that's when I decided, I was like, oh, I gotta do this for real, and then realized that, oh, there's master's programs for acting, and I didn't even know if I was gonna get into anything, but I spent about I think maybe 4 to 6 months studying with a coach, trying to understand Shakespeare and learn a song and get my applications together. And then I just started submitting to the top 5 programs that there were. I was like, well, if I get into that, I'm like, great, I can go there. But the option B was, I'm just going to move to LA and just wing it. Then I got into Harvard and to do my master's in fine arts and acting, and then that brought me out to Massachusetts for 2.5 years.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was.